Hi everyone, now today I thought I'd cook up a roasted duck. Now we've got the Chinese New Year fast approaching, so it could be a good one to celebrate that. Otherwise you can have it as part of your roast dinner, any celebration, or just when you fancy a beautiful roasted duck. Now the good thing about this recipe, it's simple and quick to prepare, and then when you've got it in the oven you cook it long, low heat, and at the end of it you've got a wonderful roasted duck. Now you could serve this obviously as part of your roast dinner, or you could have it with some rice, vegetable, as you want. I'm going to sort of serve mine with a really nice sauce, simple sauce we're going to make up, but otherwise you could get your pancakes, hoisin sauce, and make up some delicious wraps. So give this one a go. So for cooking up the duck, I'm just going to go through the ingredients I'm going to use. Now with the ingredients, I'm not going to show you the ingredients for making the sauce at the moment. I'm just going to concentrate on the ones for cooking up the duck, because we can do the one with the sauce a little bit later. Now my duck weighs 2 kilograms in weight, and what I've done is I've washed it inside and outside, and then on the outside dry the skin off with some paper tissue. Try and make sure you get the skin as dry as possible. Now on the inside, if you stick your hand in there, you'll often find you get like a little pack of giblets and sometimes the neck as well. Take those out, you don't want to be cooking those inside the bird. You can use those another time for making a stock. Now to prepare the bird, first of all, on the back end here, inside, we're going to try and cut away some of the fatty bits. The rest of it, I'm just going to use a knife very gently to cut through the skin, slightly through the fat, but not into the meat if you can help it. And then around the leg area, you can use a fork, just make some little prick marks. Try and make as many places the fat can come out while you're cooking, because the more fat that comes out, the crispier the bird is going to be. Now I've got some salt, we need to season it all over, so rub that in wherever you've sort of made the cuts and just try and get a good amount of salt on the bird. On the inside we're going to stuff it with this citrus fruit. I've got oranges, lemons, limes, clementines. Cut away some of the sort of peel if you like, and you can, peel the clementines nice and easy, and try and get a good amount of that fruit inside the bird, and it will just give it a wonderful flavour. Now I've got some little toothpicks there in water. The reason I've got them in water is so when you're cooking they don't all burn up. So leave them in water for a short while, and then we're going to use those to seal up the front end. So where you've got the flap of skin at the front, just use that, poke it through the skin and try and seal it up as much as you can at the front. So there's all the ingredients. As I say, we'll get this prepared, get it cooking, and then later on I'll show you the ingredients for making up that really nice sauce that's going to go with it. So let's get on and prepare the bird. So I'm just going to prepare the duck. Now I just had a little look in there, and this one actually has had pretty much all the fat cut away. So have a look in yours. Sometimes they've had it removed, sometimes they haven't. If you need to sort of, take the fat out, you can use like your snips, maybe a sharp knife. Just have a look in there and you can cut it away. So that's one job less I've got to do. Now what I am going to do is on the outside of the bird, as I say, I'm going to use a sharp knife very gently and lightly and just make some cuts. Now for cutting this, say just gently cut those. Go through the skin. You can go a little bit in the fat, but try not to go in the meat. Now I really am doing this very, very lightly. Just don't press too hard, especially if you've got a sharp knife. So just go through, and I'm going to do that on both sides, all over, on the legs, anywhere you can. So I'm going to carry on with that. Now before I flip it over, what you can do is, especially around the leg area, is you can just use a fork to prick it. I mean, you can as an alternative just prick it all over, but I find slitting it, it just makes it easier for the fat to get out. That'll do us. Now I'm going to flip that over and do the other side. Now I'm going to grab the salt and I'm just going to season this. Now you do want to season it quite well. Rub that in, rub it into all those little places. Try and get plenty of seasoning on there. Lovely. And then I'm going to flip that over. and I'm going to season the outside, but also I'm going to put a bit of seasoning on the inside as well. Lovely. Right, I think it's time to put the fruit in. So let's get all those sort of citrus fruits, which you can see, oh, look lovely, taking the skins off there. So we're just going to put as much as you can in there, good little mixture, and really try and push in as much as you can. I think that'll do. Now what I might do is just use a couple of these toothpicks on the back end as well. I'll just roughly go through, poke through the skin, just helps seal it up slightly. Like that. And again, might as well turn this around. In fact, I think I might just cut these off, these wing chips here. Have them flapping around. That'll do. Now let's just have a look here. Turn it up there. I think I might get a little bit more fruit in there still. Not much, but probably just about enough to use up the last bit. Oh yeah. And then what we can do is, with this flap, again, we can just use these toothpicks just to help, whoops, seal it up. Like that. So I'll carry on doing that. And then this is pretty much ready to go in the oven. So there you go, we've got a duck. It's all stuffed with that lovely flavours in there. Just put one more in here, just notice a little small hole, like that. So what we can do is to put this on a little baking tray. So I've got a little wire wrap baking tray, so I'm going to grab that and we're going to place that on top and then put it in the oven. So I'm just going to place the duck in the preheated oven. So gently put that in. Now, temperature wise, I've got my oven set to 120 degrees Celsius, which is 250 degrees Fahrenheit, gas marker half. Now the good thing about this recipe is you don't need to touch the duck. Just leave it as it is, cooking away, and at the end of it, it will be beautiful. So now we've got the duck cooking away in the background, and that's going to be a little while. So what I thought I'd do is just run you through the ingredients that we're going to use for making up this sauce that's going to go with your duck. Now I'm going to use 4 tablespoons, that's the big spoon, of orange marmalade. I'm going to use 1 small bottle of wine. Now that's 175 millilitres of white wine. And then I've got 2 tablespoons of corn flour. Now the corn flour is really there to slightly thicken it. Now, although I'm using orange marmalade, you could use any fruit conserve you've got. Maybe you've got some homemade stuff. This one's apricot conserve, but you could use like raspberry jam or blueberry, whatever you think you would like to have with your duck. You can mix and match, next time do something different, but that all comes together, makes something scrummy. It's really simple to do. So, you know, when the duck's a little bit nearer to being done, we'll go over to the hob and make up this very simple, delicious sauce. Now I've got the duck cooking in the background. Now it's almost done, but not quite. Now what I'm going to do is start making up this fruity sauce we're going to serve it out with. Now I've got my wine there, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that in with the cornstarch. So just get a spoon. When you mix cornstarch, you tend to do it with a cold liquid. Just going to add a little bit more in there, like that. You know, whether it's water, I'm using wine here at the moment. So just give that a stir until you've got that all mixed together. Now what I'm going to do is, with the rest of the wine, I'm just going to pour that in the pan there. Switch it on. Now you want it on a fairly lowish heat, so turn it down fairly low. Now I've got the wine just on a gentle simmer. Now what I'm going to do is put in that marmalade. That's what I'm using, but as I say, use any fruit conserve or jam, whatever you want. Now what you want to do is just get these incorporated. So move them around, keep stirring it. Now that's all incorporated, and I'm just going to give that a quick taste. You only need a little bit. Oh yeah, lovely and orangey. Oh, that marmalade, orange marmalade, absolutely delicious. Obviously at this point, you could adjust it. If you need a little bit more wine, you can pop that in. Or if you need a little bit of whatever fruit conserve or jam, or in my case, marmalade, you can always add a little bit more of that. Now what I am going to do is just add that corn flour. What you want to do is mix a little bit. You can turn the heat down a little bit. Add a little bit more. Look at that, thickened up beautifully. I would obviously, you know, make it as thick as you like. I think that's what I'm going to use. Pretty much used it all. Lovely. Now what I'm going to do is switch that off the heat now. Now I've been roasting that duck for about 5.5 hours. Oh, look at that. The aromas, it looks beautiful. That is going to be scrummy. Now with that roasted duck, I've taken it out of the oven. Now what I'm going to do is just leave it for about 10 minutes or so as it is. I'm not going to put any tin foil on there because by not putting the tin foil, it helps to slightly crispen it up. So leave it about 10 minutes and then we're going to transfer it onto a sort of wooden board and I'm going to chop it up and we're going to try some. Now with the duck, I've left mine for about 10 minutes. So I'm just going to pull out these cocktail sticks, holding it together at the back end. And then what I'm going to do is pull out all the fruity bits. So get me tongs, pull it all out, put them in the bowl there. Now next of all, I'm going to be really careful if I can and lift it up very carefully. Oh, put it on that chopping board. Now what I am going to do is just, you know, carve this up as you wish and I am then going to serve this up. Oh, look at this. It's just literally, it falls off the bone. Look, I could probably break this off with my fingers. It's just so lovely and cooked. That is beautiful. So I'm going to carry on with all the rest. Oh, lovely. Separate all the meat, put it on a plate and enjoy. So I'm just going to serve mine up. Now, I think I'm going to go for a nice piece of breast. Ooh, yeah. Can't go wrong with that. Now the final thing that I've got is a bit of that lovely fruity sauce we made. So let's serve some of that up. Look at this. Put a bit on the side there, always good. Now let's just try that and see how that is. Now let's go for a bit of this beautiful duck. It's really soft actually, lovely and soft. Let me try it on its own. Oh. That is really nice. Absolutely. Oh, that is scrummy yummy. And what I'm going to do this time is get the meat, dip it in some of that fruity sauce we made up. Try that. That sauce is so simple to do. It's got a really beautiful orange flavour that goes so well with the duck. Absolutely wonderful. Now obviously as an alternative, with the meaty parts that I've stripped off the bone, I stripped it right down, we can make up some beautiful pancakes with hoisin sauce. So let's move that aside and go in for seconds. Now with those little bits of the duck that I stripped off, I'm going to make myself a pancake. So get some of that hoisin sauce, which goes so well with duck. And I'm going to put some of that finely sliced spring onion, cucumber, and then of course get some of that stripped off meat. You don't need too much in there because you need to leave a little bit of room to actually wrap it up. Oh, let me just try that. Oh, it's going to be good. Oh, that hoisin sauce goes so well with that duck. It's absolutely beautiful. Mix it with a little bit of the cucumber sliced up, a bit of the spring onion, and that little pancake, and it's such a good combination. So the big pieces use for your roast dinner. The smaller pieces you can mix it in with the wraps, you know, your sort of pancakes, and you've got something wonderful. Thanks for watching my videos. Happy New Year for, you know, everyone who's celebrating the Chinese New Year. See you on the next one. Don't forget the ratings. And, you know, I really appreciate all the subscribers. I'll see you again soon. The original Naked Chef.